मुश्किल से मैं संभला था टूट गया फिर एक दफा बात बिगड़ी है इस कदर दिल है टूटा टूटे हैं महफिल में तेरी हम ना रहे जो गम तो नहीं है गम तो नहीं है किससे हमारी नजदीकियों के गम तो नहीं है गम तो नहीं कितनी दफा सुबह को मेरी तेरे आंगन में बैठे मैंने शाम किया मुझे खोने के बाद एक दिन तुम मुझे याद करोगे फिर देखना मिलेगी मुझसे तुम फरियाद करोगे मुझको दीवाने ने बस में दीवाने ने मेरी दुआओं के इशारों को सहारे दे दिल को ठिकाने दे नए बहाने दे ख्वाबों की बारिशों को मौसम के पैमाने दे इतना बता दूं तुझको चाहत पे अपनी मुझको यूं तो नहीं दिया फिर भी ये सोचा दिल ने अब जो लगा हूँ मिले पूछूं तुझे एक बार मुलाकातें अधूरी रही मुकम्मल करूंगा ये वादा रहा
All right, welcome, my gorgeous tribe. So happy to see so many of you early this morning. I started a little early today because I have to run at 10:45 for some event, so that's why I slightly dressed up. Let's see who all are in the room. Hi, me S. Jaiswal, Vidya, Devika, Diksha Singh, Madhulika, Lata, Avni Savla, Diksha, Dr. Priya, life coach, Darshita Visaria. Oh, I'm feeling a little low today. My grandma is on her deathbed, going to miss her. Of course, Darshita. So sending her lots of love and healing energy and, holding space for her that her transition, if it has to happen, then may it happen in the most beautiful manner. We haven't been taught in our lives to deal with these situations correctly, how we are supposed to think, how we are supposed to process when someone is so close to leaving us, how we're supposed to, go about it. So God bless you, my sweetheart. And if ever I can cover that as a class, I would love to. Welcome, Abida. Welcome, Pia. Nagashri, nice to see you here. Saubana. Oh, you look so energetic, so sweet. Thank you. Yes. Anshu Sahani, good morning, my sweetheart. Avni, you are the best coach, ma'am. So loving. No one can ever hate you. So sweet. Thank you, Avni. Thank you for that beautiful message. Sangeeta Chauhan looking so fresh. Super. Good morning to everybody. Let's move into questions. Where is your outfit from? Just love it. This particular outfit is from a designer called Amit Agarwal. He does these fancy, shiny, metallic stuff. So actually I wore this on one of my events. Once you wear an outfit for an event, you don't know how to use it again because it's kind of like super exposed. Unlike these actresses and all who have like a cupboard where they can return their clothes and get fresh clothes, we haven't still yet reached there. So for me, I didn't know where to use it, but today I have another event where nobody I know will be there, so fortunately I can use it there. But You know what? I have this whole problem with, especially us women, not repeating our clothes. You know, it's called fast fashion, I think, and it is causing such a sustainable problem in the world. I mean, we spend so much money on our clothes and then we don't want to repeat our clothes. Why? Just because men are not doing that, women are. So it's becoming, I feel like I want to change that trend. I want to share with people that I wore this on the 14th of December. I wore this again here. I wore this again. At least every outfit should be worn, I don't know, 3 to 5 times before you decide to discard it. What kind of world have we come into where people can only wear clothes once and then it's a known outfit for the rest of the world? I don't know. I still don't know how to process this, but I just wanted to share it with all of you. What is your opinion on this? I'd love to know in the chat box. I'll read out some of your opinions on what, like, you know, when you wear something once and now everyone in your family has seen it or in your friends have seen it, what do you do with that outfit? You know, I think it's a huge problem, and more than anything else, it's a Mother Earth problem. If you look at the kind of these, what do you call these places where they dump all the clothes, those kind of like dumping yards are becoming massive with clothes that can actually be like, you know, can be good. Shraddha, ma'am, were you in Kolkata last week? Yes, I was, for a very short duration. We had come in, my husband had his golf tournament. So we had come in with about 45 other people and it was a lot of fun. I've only been to Kolkata for one day once before. So loved your city, loved the hospitality, loved the people. So Kolkata rocks is all I can say. Oh, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Oh, it changed my life. That's so sweet. Devika, ma'am, everyone must listen to your How to Live Life Without Regret on Clubhouse. Yeah, Devika, was it that good? Thank you. Puja, I remember you wore it on the 14th December meet. You look super gorgeous in it. Oh, thank you. I love your makeup. You're an artist. So sweet. You know what? Had I not been a life coach, I have a feeling that I would have been a makeup artist. That's my, so you're very close to guessing that right. रचना वर्मा 158, कोई जो बहुत करीब होता है हमारे, हम जिसे बेहद अटैच्ड होते हैं, जब उनकी लाइफ में लॉन्ग टर्म से कुछ ट्रबल चल रही होती है, नथिंग गोज वेल, ऐसे में मन उलझा रहता है. वेरी ट्रू रचना, यू आर सो राइट इन सेइंग दैट कि जो लोग हमारे बहुत करीब होते हैं, वी डू गेट वेरी अटैच्ड एंड देयर प्रॉब्लम्स बिकम आवर प्रॉब्लम्स. बट वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट वेज टू थिंक अबाउट द पीपल दैट वी आर क्लोजेस्ट टू इज कि जो भी उनकी जर्नी है, हाउ कैन आई बी अ सपोर्ट टू देम. You know, so if you can just start to look at being the angel of their life, being a support in their life rather than God who needs to fix their problem. A lot of times we show up to fix people's problem. You'll fix one problem, another problem will come. You'll fix that problem, another. So you have to enable them to start to learn to fix their problems and not be the fixer of their life. And this was one of the biggest lessons I have learned in my life, because I'm the kind of person who loves to jump in to save all my closest people. If I can do anything, whether it is monetary or in any helpful manner or show up to guide, if I can be there for people, I want to be there. And sometimes I feel like I overdo it and then I only can get hurt in the process. So now I've started to go, you know what? I'm holding space for you. I am there for you. If you need me, reach out to me, but I won't overdo it just because of my love for you. You'll feel my love, but in action, I now am a little more smarter, if I can say. It's about nature. We need to coexist, reduce and reuse. Thank you, Madhu. That's a wonderful concept. It will be showing solidarity with those who don't have. Oh, so sweet. Oh, that's a lovely idea. Cake Art and Works is saying, I reuse my clothes and mismatch it. Mismatch it, which means like, yeah, all right, and create new one. That's lovely. Supriya, what's the solution? Just stop shaming women for repeating their clothes. Go up and tell them, I'm proud of you. You repeated your outfit for Mother Earth. Solidarity for Mother Earth. Instead of saying, hey, you wore this that day also, na? Don't say that. Instead say, You know what? So happy to see, women like you will encourage women like me to repeat. Opinion of others should not matter. I agree with you, Rashmi. I love my clothes the more times I wear them. Lovely life architect. Anjali Siddharth, how to deal with mood swings and negative self-talk during those days? Anjali, I think very important to understand and recognize is that when we are going through a mood swing, to firstly call it that. Call it a mood swing. What we start to do is we start to look for someone to blame our mood on. And then instead of making it a mood swing, we make it a blame swing. You know what I mean? Like, why am I feeling like this? I'm irritated. And then I'm looking for something. Where can I, offload it or download this emotion? So I think to me, very important is that when you're going through a mood swing, firstly call it a mood swing. Then have a step-by-step process of how do you handle the mood swing. One of the things I tell myself is, okay, my moods have taken over. I have become slave to my moods. What is it they want to do now? So they want me to get into some sort of altercation with someone, some sort of a conflict. I am not going to let my mood win. I am going to keep my distance. I'm going to stay away from people for some time. I'm going to read a book. I'm going to watch something on my phone. I'm going to do whatever it takes for letting this mood or emotion pass. Sometimes if someone starts to come towards me and I know I'm going through something, I'll just say, you know what? I'm feeling like I want to cry or I want to fight or I want to get angry. So, can you just avoid me for some time? And, they really feel happy when we do that. I know in my house, all the 3 boys, I will tell them, mom's going through something, or I'll tell my husband, I don't know what it is. I'm not able to pinpoint right now what's exactly triggered this, but I'm sure someone I've met, something said, and I've not noticed what they said, but they've left me feeling kitch, So I think learning to handle that. And then when the negative self-talk comes, I know that the mood is playing this game of the negative self-talk. So I'm catching the mood and I'm catching the negative self-talk. And I'm saying, you know what? I'm going to let this pass. Let all these thoughts come and I'm going to let it pass. This shall too pass. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. And allow it to pass. And if you allow it to pass, you have won the battle against your mood swing. If you land up getting into some sort of a slump or with someone or with yourself, then you know that, you know what, you need to practice to get it better. Oops, where did my messages go? Perav, I'm in my mid-30s, not married. So when people ask me about it, inside I go low and I feel sad. How do I keep myself stable? You know what? I honestly want to start to create a club of unmarried women. Like that should be one of my intentions, or one of you please take this up as a project. It is so sad that we have allowed the patriarchy or the world or our society or our community to decide what is the right age for a woman to get married. I have a feeling that we have to get over all of this now. See, earlier it was very, very important that some woman got married at the right age because you were first a burden on your parents, and then how it was treated in the mindset was a burden. So because you were a burden, you had to be let go. Today, no parent is firstly believing or thinking like that. Yes, for society's sake, they want you to get married, but it's for society's sake. So for you, you have to first start to come up with a new story. What's the new story you're going to give yourself? That I am complete, whether I have a man in my life or not. When he will come, he will complement my life, not complete me. You know how many women are unhappy in their marriage and would love to exchange places with you? So I feel like we do a disservice to women when marriage becomes more important than the man that we are marrying. Let me repeat that. It is a disservice we do when marriage becomes more important than the man that we are marrying. I would rather you not marry than marry a man who's not worth your time, energy, effort, personality, everything. Yeah? So if God has delayed this process for you, start to believe there must be other reasons. All of us have different challenges in our life, and maybe the challenge for some of us is that, you know what, we won't be able to find our life partner easily. And that's the challenge, right? Some people are born blind, some people are born with less money, some people are born with relatives which are not the best to deal with, some people are born with different destinies, correct? And one of the destiny issues that we can have is that we don't have the perfect partner, or we are not able to attract the perfect partner into our life. Please know, firstly, you have to start to tell yourself that this is the chosen destiny. When you were a soul in the soul kingdom, whatever it is that your personality or your soul needed to learn, for that you have come on earth. And maybe the point in what your soul needs to learn the most is how to be happy single, how to feel complete single. You're only going low because deep down you're believing that there is a right age. I want you to give up on this concept. Earlier on, it was very important because you could only have babies if you married at the right age. Today, you can freeze your eggs, there is IVF, there is test tube babies, there is surrogacy, there is the ability to adopt. There are so many various ways to have children that whole stigma of, oh my God, the girl's turned 30, after this she won't get pregnant is over. It's done with. And we have to move on. I love the Ekta Kapoor, the Sushmita Sen models of, being so complete as a woman that you don't need a man. If you want a man and you find the right one, God bless you. But you know what? I think like women now need to come together with other gorgeous women and form this club where we won't allow anyone to make us feel lesser just because we don't have a partner. So, I don't know. I think I'm very passionate about this changing because I'm feeling like we as a society have become so insensitive that no matter who we meet, if the lady looks above a certain age, the first question we ask is, so how come you're not married? So how come you don't have babies? How come you're not? Hello? This is it's like asking someone their salary. It's like asking someone very intimate questions. We have to learn to set boundaries on what we can and cannot ask. That's one. The other is, okay, till the time we can't change society, at least we can change our response because that's where our control lives, right? So when a lot of women tell me, but when people ask me this, I go low. That's because the story you're telling yourself is that when they ask you that question, you feel incomplete, you feel, lesser, you feel a void. I want you to reverse this. I want you to start to give the story that, you know what? Honestly, I haven't found someone who's been worthy of me. And the day I do, I'll be happy to marry. And when you give a honest, complete answer, sometimes these people back off. So, when we try to do gol matol, I know one of my cousins who very sweetly will say, find me one, no. I'm to waiting. And I think that kind of shuts everybody up. And I love that response of hers because it comes from such a place of confidence. So look for what's going to be. I think I want you to pre-prepare your answer for others. And I want you to pre-prepare your mindset when somebody will ask you. Because in the society we live, every single person is juggling with something. I have a friend whose daughter is a little dark. It doesn't matter where she takes her. Every single person has made it their personal agenda to put something on her daughter's face so that she becomes as fair as the mother. I think that's such a, this is just one such. I'm saying that all of us are juggling with something or the other till the time we keep giving the remote control in the hands of others on the thing that we are most sensitive about. We're going to keep getting hurt and we're going to keep feeling low. And what are we going to land up doing because of that? Avoiding people. Instead, I want you to show up with so much confidence regarding that one thing that you think is a minus that everyone else starts to get comfortable because you are so comfortable with yourself. So see, I don't know, I'm just trying to include everyone in this conversation because all of us have some stigma that we're dealing with. And if we can, deal with it correctly, I think we will empower other women with the same issue to learn to deal with it. So you, I know, are an extremely empowered woman, Mansi. So I'm going to encourage you to become the role model for all those people who are suffering like you. Swarna Prava Panda. How to deal with negative people who reside in the same house. So Swarna, to me, the most important thing is there are three things I always say about when we have to deal with negative people. One is, can we accept their negativity? Which means, can we stop letting affect us? Can we start to say, they are like that, they are projecting themselves onto us, why am I letting it impact me? And build that thick skin, so that when we hear it, we go, oh, she started. Morning routine. Listen from 1 year, let it go. Let it not hurt us. Let it not, if we can grow ourselves into that person. Like I remember when I was starting this work, I used to get a lot of appreciation in the world for the work I do. So I had started to call it that, all of these family members are my balancers. So God can't only give praise, right? Somebody has to criticize you to balance you. So I used to say, okay, if I get success in my career and for that I have to deal with a little bit of negativity at home, I'm okay with that because that's God balancing my environment for me. Okay, so it was a new story I gave to myself and it became easier to deal with. Some people just need to be confronted. I will sit let's say my sister-in-law says something to me, or my co-sister says something to me, or someone says, I love to confront, I have no fear of confrontation, and I'll say, hey, you said that or you felt that, tell me, did I do something that made you feel like this? Most of the time I will go in to apologize, because I feel like if someone has felt like that, maybe I did something, and if I can apologize, I'll apologize, and if I realize it wasn't me, then I will let them know that, is it helping you living in this victim mode where you're thinking I'm doing this to you when I'm not? I mean, if it's serving you, stay in it, but it's going to just make you more and more negative. And that's another conversation I'm willing to have. So I confront people, and some people I just remove them from my life. Even if they live in my house, if I'm feeling like they have no interest in changing, then I have no interest in hanging out with them, which means I will reduce my interaction. Now, fortunately, by the grace of God, I don't have any such person in my life, but I know people who have such people in their life, and I tell them, you know what? You have to just start to learn to walk past them. They don't deserve your time, energy, effort, anything. They don't deserve it. They've not earned it. So I'd love for you to start to see which one of these can you use to solve your issue. Of course, it's not going to get solved completely, but it's your job on a daily basis to fight this battle and win. Some days it could be some reaction, some days it could be some reaction. If you get affected every day and now you start to get affected once a week, you won the battle. If you used to get affected once a week, now you get affected once a month, again you've done a good job. The thing is, sometimes we get affected and then we feel bad. Sometimes I just let someone say something to me and get affected because you know what? I don't want to become a robot. I also want to process the emotion, and sometimes when it hurts me, I say it hurt me. When sometimes I feel bad, I say I feel bad because I don't want to say I'm okay. In saying I'm okay, I think we cover up a lot of what we feel. I think it's about time people knew that they are hurting us. Why are we okay when we are not okay? So I think being honest sometimes helps. So see which part of all of this can you use in your life, sweetheart. Can I tell you, most of us have someone, at least one person in our life, family, who is negative, and learning to deal with them is big growth and evolvement for us. So if you can treat her or him like a test rather than treat him or her with hatred, just say this is God's test. This person is my life's God's test. And you make it that way, you'll see a very different experience. Devika wins. What advice would you give to a bride who's just entering this new phase of her life and a new family? Basically, what approach should she carry as she becomes a wife and a daughter-in-law? Nice question, Devika. So I don't mean to be pessimistic about this, but honestly speaking, I'm someone who says when you are getting married, just know that the first year is what I call the year of all your dreams shattering. Why do I say something as drastic as that? Because if they don't shatter, then it's very good. But if they do shatter, at least you are ready for it, and you know that, like I remember I had so many desires to please everyone in my family when I got married. I got married at the age of 18 and I really wanted to please them, and everything I would do would go the opposite way. Instead of pleasing them, I was becoming the most misunderstood person, the most, I would say something thinking this is so cool because in my family that would be highly appreciated, and in this house they would all look at me like I had said something scandalous or blasphemous, or like it was just, And so it was a very unique experience for me to just keep on being misunderstood, misjudged. I just started to quieten down. So this is my personal experience. This is not necessary it will be yours, because I'm talking about a generation that was 20 years earlier. Today, of course, a lot has changed, but I still believe that when you go into a new family, it's very important to understand that this desire of ours to please everybody kind of serves us. It's better to just go in knowing that there are going to be parts of your personality they're going to love, and there are going to be parts of your personality they're not going to love, and that's okay. That's okay. You don't need to change you, and you don't need to fix them. That it's okay for them to be a mango and you to be an orange. It's okay. It's okay to be different fruits in the same basket. And I think for me to learn that and learn to fall in love with who I was, I remember when I got married, I was very childlike, very bubbly, very loud, very over, okay? And they were all very calm, very introvertish, so when they would see my energy, my husband, I remember, used to tell me all the time, Puja, why don't you become more elegant? When I used to go to a restaurant with him, he's like, are you talking to me or to the person behind or to the restaurant? Like, I'm here, you can soften down. And so I used to feel so conscious, and I remember very consciously trying that, I must become elegant, I must become elegant. And for years, I kept trying to be more graceful, more elegant. And now I think I'm a good mix, because you know what? The more elegant I became, the more zombie-like I became, because I realized it's not me, it's me pretending to be someone else. Somewhere along the way, I think I brought back my bubbly side, my cheerful side, and married it to the elegance that I had learned. And today I feel I'm a good mix, and I think that's very important, because otherwise what can happen is you can land up losing yourself completely in trying to be someone else. So I don't know where I've gone off with this question, but as a wife, as a daughter-in-law, the first year is hard. The second year is easier. The third year is easiest, and then it starts to get better from there. The minute you start to have your own babies, and the minute you start to own your own self, and you become more mature as you go along, and you start to understand everyone's personality, things improve. So just know that things will improve if you give it a chance. The first few years, don't overreact, don't overdo, just watch, observe, learn their style, learn what you like about yourself, see if you can drop judgment on them, see if you can allow them to be. So I think a lot of deep understanding and maturity is required to kind of keep your flavor and yet take on what is great about the new family. So that would be my advice. Dr. Preeti Sunave Railkar, ma'am, please talk on low self-esteem, about looks. What do we do because of other people's behavior with us? The best way to avoid that person or try to deal with it. Preeti, I think I kind of answered that when I was answering the negative, people that reside in the house. So see how you can deal with these people with what I've already answered. As far as low self-esteem is concerned, very important that you start to work on your self-esteem. How do we work on our self-esteem? Every single day, do something that makes you feel proud about who you are. So whether it is speaking to a stranger, whether it is dressing up, whether it is making that extra phone call of kindness and compassion, do something that takes you a little bit outside your comfort zone. And as you keep building your personality outside your comfort zone, you'll start to notice that your self-esteem starts to go up. Another easiest way to build self-esteem is to raise someone else's. I in my work are all the time helping other women raise their self-esteem. You cannot raise someone else's self-esteem and not have yours go up. Okay, so that's another way. In helping others, you can raise your own self-esteem. So either by increasing your own self-love, by creating boundaries, by prioritizing yourself, by doing things that are outside your comfort zone, plus by raising and helping others, all of these are various ways that you can work on your self-esteem. I do a lot of, brag in my journal, where I speak about the good things of myself. See, this world doesn't allow us to praise ourselves. It's a very, like, you're not considered humble if you are someone who owns her brilliance. So then you can do it on paper. No, every day write a beautiful love letter to yourself. I'll go, dear Puja, you were so amazing today. You could have easily lost it on your staff, yet you were so sweet, you were so helpful, and look, you helped the whole situation rather than, you remained a solution rather than becoming the problem. So proud of you, Puja. Continue being as amazing as you are. Loads of love, Puja. So it's me speaking to me and encouraging myself. And what do you think happens to my self-esteem if I wrote 30 days, 30 letters to myself? Of course, my thought for myself is going to change completely. We so easily can say things like, I'm lazy, I'm stupid, I'm forgetful, I'm an idiot. We very easily accuse ourselves for things which go wrong, and very rarely take the credit for the things that go right. I think learning to self-talk ourselves into praise is very, very essential. First time when I used to go on stage, when I used to get down, I would think of all the things that I had forgotten. And I used to be cursing myself. Oh my God, I forgot to put that punchline. I forgot to put that quotation. I forgot to say that joke. I forgot to use that point. I used to keep cursing myself. And then later on I realized, Puja, at least you had the courage to go on stage. Why aren't you recognizing that? And then I made it a rule that for 24 hours after my stage performance, I'm not going to let my mind criticize me. I'm just going to keep on praising myself for having the courage to go. Okay, yes, I was wrong and I can always improve myself the next time. But for this time, at least I had the courage. And when we shift our focus on self-improvement or self-praise or self-recognition, then our mind doesn't run around critically analyzing everything. Now, the next day I will ask myself a beautiful question like, what can I do better from next time? But I will wait 24 hours. By then my emotional state is far more equanimous, and that helps me. Malu Isha. Hi, this is Isha. Please talk about consistency and daily rituals. If I have to speak to you about daily rituals, what's the purpose of daily rituals? Purpose of daily rituals is to create an emotion or energy of wanting to become the best version of yourself, correct? So I would love for you to list out what would be those daily rituals that will serve you. I love a book called The Morning Miracle by Hal Elrod, where he speaks about savers. You'll often see me referring to savers. S for silence, A for affirmation, V for visualization, E for exercise, R for reading, and the last S for scribing. If you can do these 6 activities every morning, you will start to see a lot of strength coming into your personality. You don't have to do all every day, but if you can start to at least have a routine around these, you will start to feel very strong. When you start to feel strong in your daily rituals, you will start to see consistency getting built in your personality, which I call that you are working hard on your commitment muscle. So as you keep on becoming more and more consistent, you keep on becoming more and more stronger in your commitment muscle. Now, when I say consistency, I feel like some people believe that if you don't do everything every day, then you're not being consistent. Not true. 80% of living your ideal life is also consistent, okay? Which means life is not a sprint, it's a marathon. So the rule that Atomic Habits says, or I can't remember which book said, was don't go more than 48 to 72 hours of not doing any habit or any ritual. Which means you can miss exercise for 2 days, but then on the 3rd day, even if you've slept at 9 o'clock, you have to wake yourself up, go to the gym, finish whatever exercise, and then come back and sleep. You can miss brushing at night twice, but not a 3rd time. So you can miss anything twice, but not a 3rd time. I don't want you to keep restarting because you missed it once. I want you to put it in your agenda that any habit that you create, you are allowed to put a gap of maximum 48 hours. The 72-hour gap should not be there. So 48 to 72 means this is the red zone. 48 hours is the yellow zone, which means you can be in the yellow zone. The gap is not more than 7, but the minute you enter red zone, that activity, whether you do any other activity or not, must get done. And you start to follow this, you'll start to see that in your life, your habits will not start, stop, but rather you go on a far longer journey and a far more solid journey. So I hope some of these daily rituals and consistency may help you. Anita Gupta, how to keep ourselves on track every day and stick to our to-do lists, stop that inner voice to go back to comfort zone. Anita, for me, one of the most essential things to do is to know your why. Why you want to do what you want to do. If every single day in your journal you can write out, let's say I want to lose weight. For the next 90 days, I need to eat healthy. If every morning I can write out, why this is important to me to eat healthy. My body is my temple. I want to treat it a certain way. I want to start wearing those kind of clothes. I want to look beautiful for the marriage that is coming. I want to show up in Ireland looking thin. I want to write down all your whys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, 30, 40. You keep doing that on a daily basis. You will start to see that there's a certain amount of mindset that gets created where this becomes your new identity. And the day your new identity starts to get rewarded for creating this new person, that day onwards, you will see that it won't be a willpower thing. It will be natural that you will start to choose better. So for 1 month or 1 week or 21 days, I want you to write why this is important to you on a daily basis. Every day you're going to write why this is important, why this is important, why this is important. And you answer that question on a daily basis, you will see naturally a connection, a neural pathway will get created where you and that habit will not remain separate, it will merge. And you want to reach that merging point, because that's when you stop working with it as willpower. My husband, no matter where he travels in the world, will not miss his gym. Why? Because his identity is of fitness. He gets so many compliments when he steps out that he knows that, that's what he gets recognized for. For me, no matter where I am, I won't miss these Wednesdays. Why? It's not that I'm motivated all the time. It's that I know that this is one of the things that gives me that, that deep satisfaction. So when anything that starts to give you deep satisfaction, any place where you start to feel appreciated, you start to feel important, you start to feel like it's making a difference, you start to feel like recognized, you start to feel admired, why will you not do it? So take yourself on that journey first with your own whys, and then once the world starts to see it, can I tell you, naturally and easily you will be able to create that into your habit. Upma, hey Puja, it's been a long time that I came here, but today I'm feeling like I really needed to hear you. Love you, dear. Thank you, sweetheart. Kritika, I feel not strong enough to move on and not feeling like staying back as a support system because it is not bringing any respect and happiness. Kritika, build your strength. Okay, if you don't feel strong right now, you can make the decision now, but you can execute it later. Okay, this is what I tell a lot of women, for especially us. For some of us, it is going to take a lot more than who we are right now to make that sort of change. So if you need to make that sort of change, first you need to build yourself up to that level where you start to feel confident and courageous enough to move on. So now that you know that this is not the right place, that's decision 1. Decision 2 is, by when would I like to move out? Now, let's say you give yourself a year or 2 years, 3 years, that's fine. At least 3 years from now, you should not be in the same place as you are right now. That's what I tell every single person that comes to me. Right now, you don't have the money, the technology, the understanding, the competency, the courage, the confidence, the whatever it is you need to fulfill, whatever it is you need to do. But 3 months from now, can you? 6 months from now, can you? 1 year from now, can you? Or even 1 year later. I have people who come to me, even 20 years, they are saying the same thing. Which means for 20 years, they never went into solution mindset because they remained victim. I don't want you to remain victim. I want you to move into, okay, so what am I going to do about it? The most important question to ask yourself is, okay, then what am I going to do about it? Yeah? Sangta Mapala. Hello Dee, I'm 33 years old, had a breakup, enrolled myself into law school, going through a phase where I'm alone in my journey and experience. please give some words of wisdom and encouragement to keep going. Oh, so sweet, Sangta. Firstly, I'm so proud that you're using this time to learn, to go to law school and make something of yourself. That's a beautiful thing to do. Wisdom and encouragement is only this, that the more complete you start to feel, the more complete a person you will attract. Okay, so you are right now busy completing yourself, coming for lives like this, coming for sessions, going to law school, everything that you're doing, you are on track, my sweetheart. So start to recognize that and start to really feel proud of the person you are becoming. Work very hard on yourself so that the next time you attract someone, it's not the similar or same kind of person. I need you to break that pattern of getting attracted to or attracting the wrong person, and I need you to attract someone who's amazing. And that happens when amazing meets amazing. It is so much fun. We attract mostly 2 steps ahead of us or 2 steps below us. So if you're vibrating at a 6, you can go up to an 8 or go down to a 4. Make sure you keep rising in your vibration so that you can attract better and better and better. You deserve so much better. So keep going, my Jan. Deepa Bali Swaminathan. As a wife, what to do when husband thinks that I'm not worth having a car just because he thinks I've not achieved enough? So Deepa, the patriarchy has designed our life for women, especially a life where they get to choose or decide what it is we get. And you know what, honestly, can I tell you something? Ever since I started working, one of the things I've realized is what I do with my hard-earned money should be my decision. It's not that I don't want to share with Puneet or my children. I definitely want to give them, but I want to give them what I want to give them, right? So maybe they feel that they deserve dash. Maybe I feel they deserve dash. This could be less or more. So when you are not an earning member, the problem becomes that they become the decision makers of our life. Okay, so I would love for you to start to look at, a time came in my life where I stopped asking my husband for things because he would make me either beg him for things or he would make me feel lesser, or and he's a good man. I'm not criticizing neither your spouse nor mine. I just want you to know that whoever controls the finances of our life controls our life. And you want to be in control of your own life, I would love for you to start to think, how can you become financially more independent? One of the missions I have in my life is to help women become financially independent, because no matter what solution I give you, Deepa, the power is with him. So even if I tell you be more nice to him or be rude to him or show him what why you deserve it or work harder towards it, everything will be again dependent on him. When will it get dependent on you? So there came a time when I told myself that if I want that particular watch, then I should go earn it. If I want that particular car, then I should go earn it, or I should adjust to whatever he's giving me. And while this sounds like, oh my God, Puja, what are you saying? I'm not joking. This is the real truth. This is what I have been telling everyone, that, I used to look out of the window from my house and go, I want to own that house also. I would love for that house to get included into our house as a garden. And my husband used to say, Sheikh Chilli ke sapne hi lete rehgi tu. And then a day came when I said, you know what? I want this car. I also want an imported car. Why should the men in my house get imported car and the women in the house get Indian cars? Why? And then I said, I also want an imported car. And then I realized he's never going to buy me, because he was very sweet. He said, look, Puja, if I buy you, then I have to buy everybody. And we live in a joint family. So he said, you want it? Please earn it. I won't stop you. So I'm just giving you a different perspective, Deepa, for you to start to understand that very easily we make the demands on our men, not realizing that, our strings are attached to their decision making. Now, yes, you can be nice to him and you can convince him and you can learn the art of communication and you can do all of that. But it's all still subjective to whether he thinks, depending on how good a man he is, he lands up deciding your life. That's why marrying good is very, very important, right? But even when you marry good, it's not necessary that he will not be conjuice or he can be a great man and still be frugal. He can be a great man and still look for value for money. He can be a great man, still have a different perception of what you should or should not get, or what you deserve or what you don't deserve, which may not match yours. So every single woman here, I'm going to tell you one thing very honestly on your face today. No matter in which situation you are today, 2 years from now, you should be making your own decisions because you are financially independent. Whatever you need to do for the next 2 years, do it. Don't spend the rest of your life with your begging bowl. Don't. And you know what? I'll tell you one thing very beautiful. The day you stop begging, he'll start giving. I know this sounds crazy, but that's the real truth. Neha Pari, can you suggest some good Vedanta teachers? Honestly, I don't know any good Vedanta teachers personally, but I have listened to Swami Parthasarathi and his daughter. Both are just simply fabulous and have a lot of YouTube videos. Start with that, they are brilliant. But I personally don't know any of the Vedanta teachers. All right, it's 10:43. Like I said today, I'll have to wrap up in the next few minutes. I want to announce the winners of last week's. All of you who shared your takeaways. Let me go to that page very quickly. All right, last week's winners were the designer Priyanka, Aditi_Ashish Kumar. These are all the people who put the thumbs up and put their takeaways, okay? Divya Queen_Farzana, Coach Chandini, Puja Ramesh_Punjab, Madhu Flair, Motivator Priyanka, Devika_Wins, Seraphic_Simani, Gauri1811, and Shamanjitik Mindset Motion NLP. Let's give a round of applause to all of these. And the ones who are going to receive the book from me are the designer Priyanka, Aditi_Ashish Kumar, and Diva Queen_Farzana. So very, very congratulations. If you are in this room, do accept the fact that you have now become a winner of my book. Not to worry, somebody from my team will write to you for your address and we will courier the book to you. Okay, and for those of you who've already received the book, massive congratulations that consistently every week you post something. Trust me, we are collecting all of the winners, and who knows, one day may come soon where I may do just a Zoom live for all of you who always tend to share your takeaways, and do a special Q&A where you can see me and I can see you. Would that be amazing? So continuously keep posting week after week, and leave it for me to give you a surprise around the fact that we very, very soon, you and I may get to see one another. Okay. Now everybody, for today, quickly take a picture. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Awesome. And now that you've taken the picture, what I'd love for you to do is put on this picture your one takeaway for today. What was that one thing you understood, the light bulb moment, the you know, what you're going to do differently because of listening to this. So definitely I would love to announce a lot more winners. It doesn't matter if you've earned the book before. Don't worry about that. You don't know. When we continuously keep seeing winners, like how Pooja is saying, this is the third time I'm winning. When we continuously keep seeing who are our most loyal, real tribe members, I can assure you a time will come where everyone else will be paying for some course of mine, and just because you would have been posting consistently, and I know you by name, and I know you come for my Insta lives, and you've made sure that I somehow know who you are. Because of that, for all you know, you may get it free, or you may also get a Zoom call free, or I may open up some course for you, for all of you. So you with me, if you're a part of my tribe, you know there's no end to how much I love giving. So continuously keep posting. So today I want to see, there are 218 of you, at least 20 of you must show up, share this picture, put your takeaway. Next time I want to announce 20 names. Done? Come on, put P for promise. Promise in the chat box. Put P. Promise, Pooja, I will share my takeaway in the story and tag you. I want to see at least 20 P's before I go, so that I know that I'm going to have that many people sharing me in their story. Also, can I tell you something? If this is beneficial, If you feel like these Insta lives are working for you, they're transforming your life, you know, when you share them in your story, somebody else may see your story, start to follow me, start to come for the Insta lives, and it may just happen that their life starts to change because of you. Can you see how that will be helpful for you karmically? You are starting to impact other. Whenever we experience something that we really enjoy, whether it is malai tikka in a restaurant or gangubai in a movie hall or, you know, a travel place, don't we love to come and share with others whatever gives us joy, transformation, happiness? Then why are you being selfish? Don't be selfish. Come on, share with others what it is that you are continuously learning. Who knows who you might land up helping, and, you know, in the process improve your own karma. Okay, so everybody, one more last time, I'm going to pose for you. Fabulous. And now post this and share your one takeaway. Thank you so much for everybody who consistently keeps coming. Loads of love. And I have to run today, so I had to leave 15 minutes earlier, but not to worry. Next week again I will be back for answering all of this. Shilpa Doot, oh my god, I just did that today, shared it with my friends. So sweet, Shilpa. Double kisses for you, darling, for doing that. Absolutely. Bye everyone, take care.